Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today, we're having a look at uncommon champions. It's 2022 and I feel like uncommons do not get the love that they should have been getting all along in Raid Shadow Legends. I think the only real uncommon that gets love nowadays is really Armiger compared to all the others. But I just wanted to make this video to make it clear that there's still uncommon champions that you can use. Not to level 60, not with full mastery, but you can still use them to progress through the game. And I'll talk you through which ones I think are the best. I actually have all of them, I think, leveled up. I don't think I have an uncommon champion that's usable and that's not level 60. Let me just show you guys. Right here. All of these are my uncommon champions. Let me go down the list. Look at that. I've got Outlaw Monk, Sniper, Battle Sister, Windtalker, Zephyr Sniper, Outrider, Shieldguard, Elf Guard, Saurus, 2 Armigers at 60 and an Outlander. All of these are my uncommons that I took to level 60, and I've used them in a video or not in the past before, and I'll talk through each and every one of them. Let me just show you that I do love uncommons and I've made videos on them and just showcase the real power. Let's see, Outlander, Ice Golems 20 with uncommons. I did a video with Commander. I did a video with another insane nuker, Outrider. Did I just show Outrider? Yeah, he's there. And I did one with Sniper. I did only uncommons Fire Knight 20. I did all of the dungeons, by the way. Only uncommons Dragon 20. Only uncommons Spider 20. So I did all 4 dungeons at 20 with uncommons. I did Battle Sister here. Like all of the uncommons that I've just mentioned, I did them in a video. So I think I am the expert in terms of uncommons and using them. But before I get to that, it's all about the gear. There is no point in Raid Shadow Legends where gear is outshined by the quality of the champion, right? Let's say you've got a Zephyr with 250 speed. A much faster speed-tuned Arbiter is going to destroy that team in Arena, all right? It's just going to be better. It all depends on the synergy, of course, of all the champions and everything. I'm just making it very, very simple for you guys to understand. Building them right, building them with proper gear, and the right gear is the way to go. So starting up with Armiger, the #1 champion, uncommon champion in Raid Shadow Legends. Look at my boy here. He is built only for Dragon 25 at the moment. I use him and he just does what he's supposed to do, all right? He's built with 254 crit damage and under 100% crit rate because he gains a boost because of his affinity at Dragon 25. And the reason that I built him with all of this is because I want to get refreshes on his late to rest ability, which is a enemy max HP damaging ability, right? It does a ton of damage and it's great, and it's the reason why he's #1. Plus the turn meter reduction, his A1 makes him usable from the start of the game all the way to the end game. So there's no account out there that I wouldn't recommend. Have at least one, all right? Have at least one at 60. You will not regret it. You give him War Master, you get an extra bit of damage right there. It's not really worth to go Hell Smasher or Flawless Execution because the War Master will be usable all the way to level 25, right, of the dungeons. And this build right here, it's pretty much the best, I would say. It gives him extra little bit of accuracy, turn meter reduction with Evil Eye, and even some extra speed if somebody dies. I think that one is the best. I don't really use the defensive one because he will just counterattack, I would say, and the extra accuracy is really needed sometimes, especially if you're building up your account and you still don't have a maxed out Great Hole. All right, great champion, highly recommended. The next one I would say in terms of how usable they are is, I would say it's gonna be Saurus. All right, it's a 6-second, 7-second farmer for the campaign. It's not needed to have one by any means, but let's say you have no champions, you don't have a Fellhound, you don't have any champion that can farm very quickly in the campaign, and you're just looking to get another one to level 60. Saurus can do the job, but he will still need to get masteries and not War Master. You will need to give him Helm Smasher or Flawless Execution, and with some good gear. I don't have him built right now to show you guys for the farming gear, but I do have a video. One of my most famous videos is the Saurus video way back for him speed farming in 6 seconds and just showcasing him. That build, that video had like, I don't know, over 100,000 views, so you can definitely check it out. Even though it's like a 2-year-old video, almost 3-year-olds, it's still very, very good, and it does the same thing. Saurus does the same thing as he used to do. They didn't change anything on him. The only bad thing about Plarium is that they are not adding more uncommons to the game. They just want to add more rares, and even rares are much more uncommon to be released compared to epics and legendaries. Yeah, with 700 champions, the last uncommons I can remember is maybe the Shadowkin faction, which they were just trash, really. The next one, in terms of using them even at the end game, maybe level 60 with masteries, would be Shieldguard, as I've made a video before with him. He can actually help you push and farm Nightmare Campaign. He's a great farmer as well, very usable because of his this skill right here, attacks all enemies, which gives him turn meter basically on crits, and he gains an extra turn. And even with a relentless set, he just becomes fantastic with that. Lifesteal set works great in Nightmare Campaign. A stun set works great on him. Just fantastic. He applies a decreased speed debuff. He removes the debuff on himself each time he takes a turn. So very, very usable in many areas. So these are like the top 3, I would say, in terms of uncommons. And then all the other ones are usable depending on what you need, but are not really needed to be level 60 for them to be that good. Especially, let's say, Outlaw Monk. Outlaw Monk is an uncommon champion that has 2 poisons on his A2. All right, that's a fantastic skill to have, but it's a 3-turn cooldown, and his overall stats are quite low compared to everybody else, especially his defensive stat. So he's really used maybe level 40, level 50 as you're starting out your raid journey. All right, level 60, I only did him to 60 just so I could place him in a team to beat Dragon 20 in my video that I mentioned before. All right, all of these champions have their use, but again, level 50 is maybe where you should stop, and you don't need them. I only do them for content, give them masteries and everything for content. All right, it makes sense. And then next up, we've got Sniper. Again, a big nuker, but definitely not needed in terms of Dark Elves. We've got many Dark Elf champions, so it's very unlikely that you'll get her. She's only there because I made a video for her double hitting A2. It was quite strong, and I quite enjoyed using her for that video. The same thing with Battle Sister. She does have a way to hit an enemy, and she will always do a critical hit with this A2. So that was, again, a fun video. I don't recommend anyone to do Battle Sister or Sniper. It's just for fun. The other champions, though, that I'll mention, maybe even Outriders don't need it. He's good in terms of damage. He even has like big multipliers, but again, not that needed. I wouldn't go out of my way to get them leveled up. Maybe Outlander is worth it because of his decreasing turn meter, but all of these 4 champions are damage heavy. All right, they've got enough damage to help you, but it's all about the gear that you give them. Great hull bonuses, 5-star, 6-star gear, a team that is tuned correctly, plus masteries. So all of these 4 champions are good, but will likely be outshined by rares, epics, or even legendaries. But the other ones I'll mention have a great use. Right, have a great use over just being damage. Right. Let's look at Windtalker. Windtalker is a great champion for the Skinwalker's Faction Wars. All right, very good support, decreased accuracy on the A1 and A2 with a place 60% increased defense buff on a target ally for 2 turns, heals the target by 20% of their max HP, 2-turn cooldown. A relentless set Windtalker will help you keep your allies very healthy, and it helps a ton with just surviving through if you're missing that healer. Right, you can keep him at level 50 and try to push on Faction Wars until you get something better, or take the plunge and get him to 60. You don't need the masteries for him, right? You don't need them, as you can see here. He's still very usable with his A2, but I would say very, very good for that specific faction. Next one up is again in another Barbarian. Barbarians have really good uncommons. Is Zephyr Sniper. She can help a ton in terms of the Spider. All right, the Spider, she's got an A1 that's an AoE attack. She is tanky. You can use her as a Spirit Affinity champion that will just stun and help you go through all the way to Spider 20. Spider 20, she will not be weak affinity, but still you can make the healths of everyone and the defense values so that Zephyr Sniper is the one that takes the attacks. All right, it's not that easy to make. Everybody else needs to have like double the amount of health that Zephyr Sniper has, and then she has to be built with very high defense so that she survives the small spiderlings attacking her. Very specific build, but it's definitely doable, and you need to have War Master, Lifesteal, and the Retribution Masteries, and it's not a 100% build, but still usable if you don't have anything else. All right. Next one up is again Guard with the Terminator reduction, similar to what Armiger has. All right, very similar to what Armiger has, but she outshines him when the Terminator of the enemy is more than I would say 70%, because this decreases the Terminator by 50%, halves it. So if the boss is at 100%, she'll take it to 50. If the boss is at 70%, take it to 35, and so on and so on. This does not really benefit you if the boss is at let's say 10%. Terminator shield just decreases it to 5%. It kind of sucks, right? So the only reason I would use her is to just add up to what Armiger has, because this can actually be more beneficial sometimes compared to what Armiger does. All right, she also has a decreased attack debuff, but that's not really why you would use her. I used her in videos just because of this reason, because Impale with a Relentless set does wonders, and all of my uncommons on are have their gear removed, because when I did them for videos, I used good gear that I wouldn't want to keep on my uncommons, which I would use, you know, only for the video, right? So that's why they don't have gear. If anybody goes to the comments and says that, that's the reason, by the way. All right. And one uncommon that I do not have here, but I did feature in my season 1 of the free-to-play account. Go away pack. The season 1 of my free-to-play account was this other Skinwalker uncommon right here. If we go down the list and look at Satyr, it's basically 2 uncommons in the whole Skinwalkers, but Satyr is the other good one. And he's got a very good skill. Decreased speed on his A1, and the A2 attacks 4 times at random, decreases the Terminator by 15% each time, by the way. So that's a ton. 60% decrease in Terminator, 3-turn cooldown for this one. You can try to build them fast enough, but very low base speed. I used them in the free-to-play account to help me push through Skinwalkers and get my Lydia on season 1 of the free-to-play account, which I gave away, by the way. The same thing with season 2. I gave that account away, although I didn't push for Faction Wars on that one. Since I started playing Diablo Immortal, I even have a second channel and all that stuff. So all of these uncommons, I would say, are the ones that are good in the game. If I check on Battle Lords, there's none of them that really outshines everybody else. I did mention Commander. I did use Commander. You can use it at level 50 with Battle Lords. Did I not show Commander in the video right now? Like the one that I do have. I'm 100% that I have her. Maybe I just skipped her. She must be in the vault. There's no way that I don't have her at 60 on this account. There she is. Okay, I forgot to put her out of the vault, but she is a great uncommon as well. Very usable if you've got the gear. You don't need the refresh gear, but she's usable at level 50, all right, to push through Battle Lords, because she's got a very good heal. Heals the ally with the lowest HP by 40% of this champion's HP. This is huge. And then completely feels the Terminator if the ally is fully healed. Very good skill. Very good skill. She does it on the leader slot if everybody is healthy enough. And you can actually use the custom AI to make her always use that quick heal skill. She even has a stun with a 25% chance to stun. So very usable champion. Very good support, although on the longer side of cooldowns in terms of 3 turns for this. For her only reason why she's usable, she's still good. Level 50 works for the Battle Lords, all right? High Elves, I did mention Guard. I don't remember any of them that I have not leveled up and are great. All the other ones, all the other uncommons pretty much are outshined by the ones I showed you. Some of them have very specific skills, but are still not as good as the ones I've mentioned and the ones that I showcased in terms of being the top 3, like Armiger, maybe Shieldguard. It all depends on what you're looking for when you want to see an uncommon, but Armiger is the only one really that you need to take to 60. And there's no real point in me going over all the other factions, since I'm pretty sure that none of them will outshine the ones that I have at 60. And look at the Infiltrator. Look at these ones. It's just a disgrace having these uncommons for the faction, since they're not really doing anything more than all the other ones that we have. So this was the video, guys. I didn't ever didn't try to do a Dungeons 25 with uncommons. I don't think there will be a time that we'll do that, since when Plarium introduced a Dungeon 25 feature, which basically has the ability to reduce turn meter, my way of beating these dungeons was also pretty much destroyed. It's very, very difficult to beat these dungeons now with these kind of champions, especially with turn meter and how turn meter works. Maybe I'll try to do a Dragon 25, since it's one of the bosses that doesn't benefit from having the turn meter reduced. All the other dungeons, especially Fire Knight 25, are going to be very difficult to do so, with Fire Knight being a dungeon where you need to be reducing turn meter. It's stage 25. You need 12 hits on the shield. Uncommons are already very weak. It's going to be very difficult to push through and survive to 25. Maybe I'll do that as a challenge. If you want to see that, leave it down in the comments. But the only way that I didn't even try Spider and Ice Golem is because of the turn meter thing, and especially Fire Knight. Maybe with double Elf Guard, double Armiger, you can do something. It's going to be very, very difficult to push through the waves. Lots of stunts is needed and all that stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling at the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.